Hi there, it's Kevin again from the Figaro Owners Club. Great to be with you today. What I'm going to talk about is the rear light rechroming, which we've just recently talked about on our website, and it's available through the Figaro shop. Up until now it's been pretty difficult to do this because the actual parts are made out of plastic, and over time obviously they've peeled, the chrome's peeled off of them, and it's been quite difficult to get these rechromed. There's been several solutions over the years and people have put tape on them, and the most popular thing to do is to paint them white, which actually looks quite good, but obviously if you're trying to recreate the original Figaro car, if you like, when it was first produced, coming off the production line, then obviously it needs to be going back to the chrome finish of the original car. So just going to take you through a little bit about how to do that and the processes involved. But firstly I'll show you one I did earlier in the good old Blue Peter way. So here we've got a picture of Belle, and you can see the lights have been done on this now, so it's really good. I didn't do all of them. I think that's an original. The bottom one was done, and so I've done two. Yeah, I've done two. I did this one, and the bottom one here has been done as well. So basically one of the reasons that this happens is obviously the design of the Figaro is fairly poor in terms of the fact that water can sit in these lights, specifically this top one. Actually it looks actually level, but it's actually sort of goes back a little bit. So I think what happens is when it rains, it sits in here and it sits in there as well, and what happens over time, obviously the moisture sits onto this chrome, and it ends up peeling back, and it's quite a simple job to do. So quickly take you over to what we've got here, because this is our other car, which is Figgy, which I'm just working on at the moment. So basically this is what the light looks like when it's out of the car, and the process is involved is you need to remove the light, remove the rubbers from the light, which I'm going to show you how to do, and send the lights back to the Figaro shop. Obviously if you want to keep using the car, what the Figaro shop can obviously also do is send the lights to you. You then obviously agree to send your lights back to them. So you can sort of do this in a process of keep using the car, as opposed to taking the lights off, which means you obviously can't use the car. So what's involved is we've got these three studs here, obviously with nuts on them, and obviously that needs to be taken off, which is quite simple. The tricky part are these rubber edges that run around the car, the light I mean. So you've got these rubber edges, there you go. So what you need to do is take these off, and they're like stuck on. The original ones are stuck on by Nissan, so this needs to be peeled off, and then obviously you're sending the light back completely free of any of the neoprene rubber. So that's how it should be going back to the Figaro shop, and then they'll send you back a new one. Now it's important to say that the lights are not as good as the original. Toby's done a good job really, but he hasn't quite recreated the chrome on the original car, so don't expect them to be as good as the original, but they're pretty good, and I think most people would look at the lights and be quite happy with them. But obviously if you look very closely, they're not going to be quite as good as the original lights. The reason we're doing it is this. I don't know whether you can see the stock crazing here, when that's a good example really, and no amount of polishing will get that out. In fact, that's probably been polished within an inch of its life, and it's never gonna work. And this is one of the ones that I've just labelled these up. This is one of the ones that we're fitting today, so you can see the difference. Looks really nice. And what Toby actually does is he actually removes these lights as well. So he has to use a heat gun to get the actual light out, and then he sends it back to the rechromer to obviously rechrome it, and then he puts the lights back in. So the nice thing is you get this really nice finish, really all the way close to the light, which is really good. So I'm going to end this for the moment now, and then I'm going to take you through to the next bit, which is the fitting part. Okay, so I've got the spanner in my hand, and all you need is an 8mm spanner. Very simple. So in here, as you can see, what you need to do is give that a little twist, and then the light bulb comes straight out. Very simple. And obviously with the spanner. Obviously remove the 3 nuts on the back, which I'll do. Obviously I can't do it while I'm videoing, so I'm going to do it and take it out. That's actually quite fiddly to get these rubber seals off, so it takes a bit of time. And something I have noticed, they're actually slightly different diameters. So this is the indicator diameter, which is slightly larger than the bottom light. You'd actually think the lights are exactly the same diameter, but actually they're not. So obviously don't get mixed up, and make sure you keep them if you're going to send them back, and you know which ones go where. So obviously after I've done that, the best way of gluing these on is to use a contact adhesive, which I'll do next. So I've used contact adhesive on the rubber strip, which seal that goes around the light, and obviously I've just basically put it on one nut at the moment. So that's that. A good way of telling which way around the light goes is to look at the indication on here, because they'll actually put this around the right way. So because it's quite fiddly to know which way it goes around when you actually put the light back in. So simply do the 3 nuts up and put the bulb back in, and away you go. That's it. A very simple job to do. As I said, it looks really nice what it will do when it's screwed back in. And as I said, available through the Figaro shop. The information is on our website, and the link will be on our website obviously as well. So that's all from me. Hope you've enjoyed this little video about the rear lights. A really simple thing to fit, and it makes all the difference to the car, and hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers, bye.